Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Gary's Mod. And today the map I'm going to be exploring is GM Voidspaces. And the workshop page doesn't say a whole lot about it, but since so many of you have suggested it to me, and judging by the screenshots and a quick glance around, I'm guessing this is going to be a liminal space map, possibly with heavy vibes of After Hours. This certainly reminds me of being with your friend at work at night and being told, wait right here, and then he doesn't show back up again for 45 minutes. Even before I get moving, I can already tell there's an insane amount of work put into this, and making it really look authentic. I mean, look at this. I'm not even saying it's some crazy, otherworldly map. It's just putting the attention to detail into things like smoke detectors, indented lights, and outlets and light switches on the walls. And it's got that one type of architecture which always unnerved me, which is interior windows. I always talk about the safety bubble idea in Creepy and Comfy, where a lot of Creepy and Comfy comes down to feeling insulated from some kind of perceived danger. And I think right here, it's presenting itself in a really interesting way. Because here we have our safety bubble of the well-lit lounge area with these comfy couches and coffee table. But the windows look out onto a dim hallway that only gets darker the further back you go, with several blind corners that we can't see around. And so imagine you're in this situation. Let's use the example that I said before. You're with your friend at work one night, maybe getting ready to go somewhere afterwards, and he says, wait here. So you do, and for a long, long time just doesn't come back. So you're sitting here on this couch, chilling, maybe reading a magazine or something, but the whole time you just feel like you have to look up, and you keep lifting your head and looking down that hallway, and as your eyes adjust, you're not sure if maybe you saw a shadow go around the corner. And you just always feel watched in that way, always focused in this direction or down at something, but feeling that pull to your right. Or maybe even around this corner. This would bother me as well. I'd keep constantly glancing up down this. Alright, but it seems we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different ways we can go. So let's just pick one. Gonna be a lot of doors, and the file size of this map was decently large, so I'm strapping in to be in this for a little while. That was a strange custom sound, but we have custom doors that actually have handles, so that's something I don't often see. According to this is the exit, but I don't quite trust that. Ah, locked. That's how you know it really was an exit. We can't use it. I mean, I've talked about this before, but when I was, really young, my mom used to work at a bank, and office liminal spaces always tend to remind me of that. Especially that really creepy daycare they had in the basement. That's locked, too. Given that all of that is locked, maybe this is actually meant to be a linear experience where I'm just supposed to move in one direction the entire time? Oh, there's that electrical hum I've come to know and hate. That's going to be ever-present, isn't it? Oh, look at the shadows it casts along that wall. No, things are going to start to get a little bit less linear. It's doing that dream logic thing where outside the windows is just a haze, but also it's kind of giving me that movie theater effect where after a while you just can't comprehend that it's still daylight because you've been in the dark for so long. I had assumed it was at night. I'll be definitely keeping an eye out to see if these windows give us mixed messages as to the time of day. Oh, there's like a whole courtyard area, an enclosed courtyard with multiple levels. Alright, that seems like more of a hub, so I'm going to take another look around in this area before I move on. More interior windows. And meshing of different codes for areas. I say different codes for areas. I feel like that's not the correct syntax. I talk about this sometimes in videos where liminal spaces, to me, are or can be spaces that sort of present as multiple types of spaces at once. So here, it's like we're combining a hospital and an office, and it sort of looks like both, given the way the carpeting is handled and the railings on the walls. It could kind of feel like both simultaneously, and your brain doesn't really know what to do with that. Having a closed window with the blinds like that, it sort of gives the impression that it's night because there's no light coming through, which contrasts with what we just saw. Wasn't expecting that from this map. Okay, hang on, wait. I need to re-jigger my brain right now to the idea that this may actually be a horror map. Alright. After a while, you sort of get used to these maps and just assume that nothing's going to happen until it does. I have to get out of the nothing's going to happen brain. This is not just atmosphere. Okay, we can't interact with the light switches. This goes right back around to where we were. Which kind of ties into another thought that I've had about liminal spaces. When you're walking around these large spaces with the lights on, the electrical hum, and all that, you kind of get the impression that somebody else must be here. And I think in this case it's even creepier knowing that whatever else is here with me that closed that door is walking around in a place that I already was. It really makes you consider the fact that you just can't keep tabs on all of this at once. There's so much that you don't see. Oh, this place is huge. I normally try to move in a particular way so as to see everything in a loop, but I don't think that's going to be possible here. Wait, this door was locked before, meaning that they can be opened from behind. That might indicate that there is some kind of progression that the developer intends for me to go through, but that we can open the whole thing up. I find with liminal space maps such as this, ones which do at times seem to be trying to emulate like a place you might see in your dreams. Oh no, this is more like a hospital. It's best to just drift through and take the experience as it comes. Almost sleepwalk through it. Here we almost have that stream of consciousness that dreams might be known for, where areas kind of slowly transition. We saw that hospital stuff before, and now it looks like something that's more of a hospital. Exit signs galore. It's almost like something's trying to lead me. Oh, these pink lights. The pink and green go together to make it seem really, well, honestly, like no space I've ever seen. It sure is giving me a lot of doors to try. Ooh. I don't know if I like the sound of my own footsteps clomping on these wood floors. Whenever I walk like this, it always makes me... Hello? It always makes me paranoid that maybe I'll hear another set behind me that stops as soon as I do. Exit signs going in two different directions. That is funny. And the frequency of them, it just makes it feel like a trap. But we come to somewhere finally. Yeah, this map really has got that stream of consciousness thing going, where you always feel like you're transitioning from one type of area to another, and the whole place, even though it connects, has no real coherent sense to it. as I said, as if it's coded as multiple different types of areas all at once. Oh, it is going to be so hard to make sure I see everything. Ah, and we've unlocked another of these doors. That wasn't there before. I know that wasn't there before. Do I approach? I can't interact with it. Probably for the better. Now what happens if I head up here? Oh, there's more. Ah, there's so much to this. Now it's like more of an office. Oh, I thought there was someone there, but it's just a plant. And these phone booths never fail to give me a start as well. Well, at least this place actually is outside. I thought it would pull a Liminal Hotel and put a cap over the top. Hearing that wind is actually somewhat comforting at this point. It feels truly outdoors. But then again, I do feel watched from all sides. I can practically imagine dozens of silhouettes peering down at me from behind the blinds. Where do I go from here? There's so many different directions. Let's try this way. It seems to be another lounge area. No. I imagine I'm going to be able to access all of this, right? Yeah. Can I open this from the other side? I can, okay. And I don't believe these doors are on a timer to close, so I'm going to leave those open, I guess as a form of breadcrumbs. Nothing. I was kind of worried about that one. If you're gonna do a jump scare, that would be the place to do it. What is this? Inland Empire, the VR experience? Locked from this side. Oh, great! This map has water. I didn't like water even before, but add to that the fact that it's in VR, and my recent experiences with GM Abyssal Plane, and I'm really not feeling wading through it knee-deep. At least we haven't needed a flashlight yet. If things got dark, that would be really bad. Okay, let's extend our story a little bit. Your friend asks you to stop by at work before going out for the night, tells you to wait in this lounge, and after a while you realize he's not coming back. Where'd he go? So you go looking, and you find this elaborate maze of a building, and after a while of searching, the lights all completely go out on you. That's what I can't help but thinking, walking through all these corridors, is what would I do if the lights went out right now, and I was in complete pitch darkness? I don't think this is still an office building. We go from an office to a similarly laid out building in which there's all these, like, empty, disgusting rooms with, rusted metal bed frames and dirty mattresses. And that kind of gets us thinking this is a space where people live and sleep, and then it transitions into what looks more like a hotel. Whenever I enter a space like this, I always feel like I have to approach the desk even though there's no one here. Like I have to make my presence formally known in order to be really welcome here. Locked. I'm actually relieved at the sight of locked doors these days because, well, it limits my options. I like having options. I don't like being pulled in 10,000 different directions. There's another outdoor alleyway. At least the time of day seems to be roughly consistent. This is actually such a beautiful area. The attention to detail that goes into the architecture and the texturing. Even looking out onto this alleyway is a pretty nice view. Imagine if I had seen someone standing across the way there. That's the thing about the idea of sharing a liminal space with some other entity or person that's unknown to you. It raises the question of, am I known to it or them? And just how far away is it at a given time? Is it following me? Is it trying to avoid me? Or is it just another soul that, just like me, is lost in this place, and yet somehow we just never seem to quite intersect? I'm going to continue exploring the rest of the hotel because I really, really like this. Even something as simple as adding these, like, notches in the walls, instead of just being totally flat, I feel like it adds so much. No. Ooh, a skylight. Now, I believe this map does use CSGO textures, which I had to install to make this work. Textures, assets, all of that, which is probably why there's a whole lot of models that I've never seen before. I've never played CSGO, but I did have to install it, 'cause apparently it's free now. I don't know how long ago that happened. I think it used to cost like $20. Oh, wow. A balcony garden. This is beautiful. See, the thing about liminal spaces is that they're so often these very sterile, very repetitive environments. But every so often you'll find something that implies that, someone did something here. Such as that hospital setup in the office, yes, but also something more benign like this. And it makes you wonder, is there some invisible presence that I'm not seeing? Or is it remnants of people who used to be here? And right in one of the nicest areas, we have a window into the back, into the maintenance area, the underpinning that makes it all work. I used to get that vibe from my old school because, it was built in the 40s or 50s, so it had a huge bomb shelter underneath it, and all this huge network of tunnels and all that. And I used to go down there during gym and explore, and it's... it's that kind of thing where, like, I used to be in school and think, okay, I'm in a classroom right now, and it's what you'd expect for a school, but I also know of all these other areas that are part of the same building, and my mind just found that so awesome and partially so hard to comprehend. Like, I could be sitting in this well-lit class with people I know well, and know that, there's like this underground shooting range down through like all these narrow staircases and all that, the bomb shelter underneath in these tunnel networks. I just couldn't comprehend that it was all one building. Were those shuffling footsteps, or was that just the map ambience? Things have gone very noticeably quiet. This gets us back up to the second floor of the hotel. This looks like it should loop back in on itself, shouldn't it? And it does. This goes back to here, okay. And at least more of this connects than I thought. Yeah. Leaving these doors open has been very, very helpful for navigation. Oh, now here would be a place to sleep in VR. I've got to try that one of these days. A lot of you suggested it. But the problem is anytime I would be able to do it, I'm always too tired to make a video, which is not really an argument against doing it. That's actually exactly why it would work. Can we, it's going to put me up on top of there. I was going to say, can we steal the shampoo? This is sort of a little bit reminding me of the hunting lodge from Condemned 2. Just in a small way. I'm not saying it's like very, very similar, but just the idea of these small little cozy rooms with wood floors. You come out onto this area. There's an overhanging balcony and, different taxidermies on the walls. Locked. And what about you, sir? Locked as well? No. Do I have room in my heart for 2 long, ominous hallways that need my attention? Look at those high ceilings. All with chandeliers, but no light coming from them. It's all on the wall sconces, which project those angled shadows at each rung of the hallway. Well, I've got to try each of these. There's an open door at the end there. I think it just closed. It sounded like it was coming from behind me. No. No. This was it. But I can't get through. Actually, it does seem like there might be a light coming from underneath. I don't suppose I can do anything with that, though. No. Another one. I'm just going to be of the assumption that none of these doors are going to open. Are you going to do the same thing to me? And we face yet another transition. I'm going to go back. I want to see what's down that other hallway. And of course, part of this is just me making excuses because I do find this hotel area to be slightly comforting. There's something about wood floors and these types of wallpapers that, I don't know, I just like it a lot. Also, high ceilings, high vaulted ceilings. It kind of reminds me of, years ago when I was in like middle school or whatever. My family stayed at Great Wolf Lodge I believe it was in Pennsylvania. And like, I didn't even care about like I didn't care about the water park area. I was just I was just really impressed with the architecture. I thought it was really cozy. Somebody's trying to move away from me. Oh, this map is really going all in on having that idea of something else being here with you. I think this might be the first liminal space map that's done it. Aside from Schlepp's liminal space, which had some nice triggers, but this is really, really subtle. Okay, I'm gonna go this way and check on that other hallway. The one that's still dark and ominous, but maybe just a little bit more on the cozy side of things than the other one. Oh, now it's getting a little bit dark. Do you loop back in? You loop in back here. Well, that's good to know. Locked. Almost like moving down to the cellar of a castle. Come on. I don't know why it's so much less responsive when you try to use the left hand. Oops, getting a phone call. Sorry for that little bit of immersion breaking. Had to take a phone call. Let's get back to it. For some reason, this area reminds me of, you know, in those old Medal of Honor games where you'd be in disguise? You'd have to slip into the back areas of some party where, like, the Nazi leadership was meeting or something. This kind of feels like that. No. Oh, wow, this opens up so much down here. So many doors. At this point, it's that I've been traveling such a distance, it's going to be really weird when I actually loop back in on someplace familiar. Although, who knows how long that's going to be at this point. I can't believe the immense variety of experiences I've had in this game. I mean, this is like experiencing a dream, and, you know, this is all the same game that I used to play as a middle schooler, welding stuff together and trying to get things to roll and posing ragdolls. Gary's Mod has to be the best bang for your buck on Steam by far. Is this where I was earlier? This way. Have I seen this already? Now that's a little bit weird. It's almost like an extension of the lounge area, but there's a bed here, so it's like a room and a common area all at once. And this unassuming little divot off to the side. Ah, we're back behind the reception desk. Almost looks like someone left in a hurry. Imagine working this area at night. Just sitting in this chair, listening to the creaks and groans of the wood. Occasionally a sleepy guest shuffles through looking for help with something. Seems like my kind of job. Now we're getting into the maintenance areas that we previously glimpsed. Are we back in that courtyard area from before? I had no idea we were so close to this. It felt like I had gone so far. There's a weird mix of both relief and despair in coming back to these places, and it's really weird to work out. Like, on the one hand, I'm happy that I've regained some sense of direction, but I also feel like I haven't made as much progress as I thought I did. And we're back around to here. Only seconds ago, I thought I was miles away, and now we're right back where we started. I'm a little bit lost now, so the only thing I can think to try, really, is to go back to where we saw that entrance to the maintenance-ish area. And I think the way that we get there is going to be by going down these dark hallways where we faced all those slamming doors. I think it was at the end of all this. Really doesn't feel right sprinting down this way. Feels like I'm running towards my doom without even looking before I leap. Alright, through here, yes. Across or down? It's most likely going to be down. Never mind, there is something across. More back areas. More back areas. And I see the neon pink lighting has returned, as opposed to the red lighting that just makes me feel like I'm someplace I'm not supposed to be. This is like taking a wrong turn at the mall. Has someone been living back here, though? This is going to be quite a long video. I had intended for this to be Wednesday's upload, but if this goes on for too long, it's going to take longer to edit, and it might have to be Fridays. We're in the storage area now. And looking at this cool lighting in this separated office, blocked by cubicles. Well, it's just stopped now, but I was saying the sound of the low wind over this made for a very strange disconnect. Like a wind that has no reason to be there, like it's all in your head. Of course, now that it's gone completely silent, I like that even less. We've been here before, have we not? We were over there. Yeah. Now this is open. This would have been locked before. Yes, okay, things are starting to connect again. This was something that also really impressed me in the places you've seen in your dreams map, where no matter how far you thought you'd gone, you would always end up connecting to something familiar sooner than you think. Out of context, that sounds like some wise words that you'd find on a fortune cookie or something, doesn't it? Now, I'm not sure if I've been to this area. There's those exit signs again, but they lie. We know that. We know that they're trying to lead us. This looks familiar, though. But I don't think it is. Oh, this is all new. Now it's like every time I take a step, I'm someplace completely different. Huh. This makes it feel like we're deep underground. These tall concrete structures, with the only glimpse of daylight being way up there. But I think I've been on the opposite side of this doorway. Maybe not. It's just so hard working out where I'm gonna go. Oh, there is a skylight here. Now this is an interesting piece of architecture. Skylight, but lowered within the buildings. Makes it feel like we're deep underground like before, only now we have something to look up at. No? Red door. No. That looks inviting. Anything down? Oh, wait. Oh, that thing I was talking about before has finally happened. Windows with nothing but pitch darkness beyond. Now we're starting to feel like it's nighttime. Now this space would certainly be very cozy if it weren't for the open hallways on either side. As it stands, I just feel like I'm intruding. Is there something there? No, just more clothes on the ground. I would have leapt through the ceiling if there had been someone curled over in the fetal position beneath those clothes. Do you hear that? There's like a moan or a howling coming from the TV. This place is giving me really bad vibes. And once more back into this. Some kind of locker room. With some pretty colors, I guess. And it doesn't do much to disguise how dirty and grimy this is. Also, you may want to get some doors on these. See, this one has the right idea. And that one in the corner. Closet door right next to a regular door. Interesting choice. Have we been here before? Yes, and I'm gonna go check out that untrustworthy green door. No, I won't. I should have known I couldn't leave. It says exit. Those things are only there to tempt me. This time, let's head down to our right, like I was originally planning to do. Red. Interesting choice. I'm not sure why the wind has decided to pick up in this underground hallway. Oh, I see. It's because we're in Silent Hill. That almost gave me a start just there. Are we back in that place from before? Yes, we are. There's that there's that TV that I thought was going to give me a startle. Alright, let's come back this way. Can't open that. No. Let's see what this hallway has to offer. 13. No. 12. No. 14. I said 14. Moving right back around to 21. 41. This isn't a hotel room. Did you hear that? I could have sworn I just faintly heard something vocal, like a cry or a whine. There's another of those TVs. And some more unnerving interior windows. The fridge left open as if someone heard me coming and ran off in a hurry. Is there at least anything good in here? Nope, totally empty. The fan's slowly turning, adding just a little bit of movement to what would otherwise be like a still painting. I wonder... Oh no, we can't get in. Oops. Don't need a crowbar just yet. Found the laundry room. And found my way back here. Yeah, we've been through this way before. Yep. Okay, I think we've seen a lot of the map at this point, but there's still plenty we haven't, so I'm not done yet. This goes to here. Yeah, we're starting to gain a slightly more complete picture, and that's good news for us. We've already been through here, or have we? Nope. I wonder if this is what purgatory is supposed to be like. Just wandering an endless maze, full of images that are just vaguely familiar. Never really sure if you've already been somewhere, and all the while thinking that there's someone just ahead of you, but never quite able to catch up, and for that matter, never quite sure if you want to. And we're back here. Imagine after all this time, we come back around, right? We peek around the corner, we walk down this hallway, and just see ourselves sitting in the couch. I've not been here yet. I have glimpsed it from the other side of this wall, but I haven't yet been here. I'll listen to the sound of the ventilation overhead. This is eerie. And it's something that I've seen come up in a lot of liminal space images. Just little conference areas full of empty seats. It makes it feel like you've interrupted some invisible meeting of ghosts. Must have been a celebrity speaker. Although why they'd hide this walkway for them to make their entrance back here makes little sense to me. Yeah, this is really reminding me of the final act of Inland Empire. If you can call any of it structure. I'm really starting to feel my stomach drop as I enter areas like this. I haven't been too creeped out for the most part, but the fact that these seats were just sitting here in the pitch dark, no other furnishings in the room. It's almost as if the world tried to generate a diner and stopped loading partway through. This map knows when to use darkness, though. I haven't really had to use lights for most of it, but when I did, it made it count. Where is this? Is this somewhere we've been before? I think it might be. Yeah, there's that tree pot with the promise of light above. Yes, we have been here. Back into the storage area behind the hotel. No, I don't think I've actually been through here yet, despite passing it several times already. There's got to be something through here. Also, I just realized the stairs are clipped, so that's kind of nice. And we're back into here. It almost reminds me of in Dreams, how you'll kind of start on one plot line, and then through stream of consciousness, it'll morph into something else. And yet somehow, by the end of it, you end up back on track. Alright, nothing else here. I'm trying to think of places that I've seen but haven't been able to access yet. And all I can really think of is back in that kind of run-down area with the dirty mattresses and the TV. I was never able to access that area where you could walk down and see the water. Oh, it just opens. I could swear I wasn't able to open this before. What about the other one? No. Alright, well, down we go, I guess. I am so not looking forward to this. For some reason, I really don't like that I entered the water without any kind of splash. The hall's getting very narrow here. Vision obscured by hanging bits of cloth. Up to my knees or ankles in water. Is this going to be the way around? Yes. Okay. I can open that up and at least have another doorway out. The closest thing I have to a goal on this map, besides seeing everything, is to try and open up as many pathways as I possibly can. No. And there we go. Ever since we opened that door to the watery area, we are in completely unexplored territory. Okay, so at least we can open back around to this way. And now we're once again on the opposite side of that courtyard. Although we've yet to find a way to actually enter the courtyard itself. Hello, is this the pool? Ah, and here we go. I can practically feel the cool air. I've talked about this before, but it's a weird effect that VR has where, wearing this headset, it starts to get really hot, it starts to get really uncomfortable, but after a while, it's almost like when paired with proper sound of like a breeze or something, stepping outside into the daylight, especially if it's raining, I can practically feel it. It's comforting. I'm drawn to outdoor areas. Oh, look at this place. Even another building back there, implying we're in a whole city. Oh, this opens up as well. Oh, there's so much more to this map. I thought I was so close to the end. Nope, this is the pool. This is like the kind of thing I'd dream about as a kid. These huge structures that don't make any sense. Colored tiles all over. And with lights like that, it's almost like I'm being dared. So let's take the dare. Yep. Well, this doesn't seem safe. And this is maybe the first time I'm experiencing being just up to my neck. It's a really weird feeling. Alright, let's hold our nose and go under. It's just gonna pop me back up to the surface, huh? Gary's Mod, you're a really weird one. Oh, the skylights up above. This is so cool. That way we can see out into the alleyway. Alright, no more time to play around with pools. God, this is making me want to go for a swim so badly. Is this one deeper? Yes, very much deeper. That's quite a drop-off. I mean... Yep. And once again, all at once, it moves into the more sinister areas. This half-filled pool that sort of looks like... Well, it sort of looks a lot like that, but it's darker, and this sort of gives the impression that some malicious entity is watching, like they're waiting to find something out from whoever uses it. This is the flooded area. Okay, I want to get around to that pool because it looks like it might be deeper than it at first appears. Can we use that door, or are we going to have to... Yeah, here we go. I wasn't sure if I'd have to jump over that little rail. No, it's actually not deeper. It's just hardly filled. There's the drain. God, I just get such a weird vibe from this thing. A swimming pool in a dark room is such a weird thing, especially such a small one. Maybe I should try navigating more of this. See, being this deep in water, it just gives me this feeling like I have to get out of here. Almost similar to what rain often does to me in games. But if we're gonna find any more, it's gonna be through here. I didn't really look at it too much. This goes up to here. But I swear there must be more. Ah, here we go. Did I just walk over something? Or did something just walk away from me? All this debris. It almost makes it feel like it's drawing my eyes and something's gonna pop out of the water when I get close. And maybe my paranoia about sort of shallow water in hallways comes from cry of fear. there was that enemies that would pop out. That enemies? Those enemies. And for some reason, the red lighting is making it so much worse. A way out? Perhaps. I also like how the doors in this area open more slowly, as if to simulate resistance as I have to pull it through the water. And we're back straight around to here. This place looks like it would be fun with friends. It's just the circumstances of this purgatorial nightmare that makes it a bit more unnerving. I knew there'd be something to you. You're at the end of a hall. Not only that, but one of the only halls where there's only one door at the end of it. But we may need the flashlight again very soon. All this detail to the ceiling for practically no reason, but it definitely makes it stand out. You cannot accuse this creator of being lazy, that's for sure. Now this is creepy. Like I said before, when you don't use your flashlight all the time, it really stands out when you have to. That little dip, see, what's the point of that? Oh, wow. That's making my stomach drop. Have I reached the end of something? Oh, I do not like that one bit. There's like a chute going up. Oh, but I can't open it. Like the world just deposited this here for me to find. But what I was going to say is that this is like the skylight from before, the one that goes all the way up through that concrete structure with the grass underneath, but as if it's night now. Oh, this is making me a little bit sick walking down these steep stairs in this giant chamber. There's nothing here. It's like some kind of observation cell. Hi. Are you the other occupant? You stay right there. I'll be right with you. You stay right there. I'll be right with you. I've been waiting for you for a long time. No. Come on. I love this map. I love this map. It's got the exploration, but it's not just the exploration, it's the liminal experience. Oh, VR was such the way to go with this. That much more immersive. And, you know, the time. I'm glad I'm doing this all in one go. The time that I'm putting into it is making it feel that much more like I'm here. And that's not all. These are like the classic back rooms. We finally made it. I think we're reaching some sort of conclusion now. And, you know, given the way things have progressed, I'm starting to wonder if maybe that door to the flooded area really was locked earlier, waiting for me to reach some other point in the map. Hello? Something's just stopped. Steam VR is doing weird things. Wait. It's loading a new map. Hang on, something really, really strange is going on with the graphics right now. I have no idea what's going on here. Do I just have to push on like this? I don't think this is right. You know what? I think I have to reset my model. I think you guys told me about this in the Runaway horror map. Okay, here we are. I think I finally got this fixed after resetting a few things. Oh, this is so cool. And of course it makes sense that the final progression, the final stage of this map is the back rooms themselves, the thing that kind of started it all. It's almost like we were on a quest for exactly this, and our persistence finally rewarded us. Like we were being drawn to it even if we didn't know, and in fact, it even goes with the story I came up with earlier. We're abandoned by our friend, waiting with him at work after dark. What? Has something just been alerted? And on our search for him, we end up doing whatever this is. God, that really, really startled me after all this time. That electrical noise is really starting to bother me, especially since it never seems to change no matter where I go. I really don't want to lose my sense of direction. Oh, look at this. So much is being thrown at me all at once. Every time I think I'm just about done, it loads a whole new map on me. I don't know if I've ever had that happen to me in the entire history of GMOD exploring that I've done. Come on. Let me through. Let me through. This place is at least a little darker and quieter, a place to rest. Alright, let's let my heart rate even out just a little bit and relax. I need a moment to accept that I may be in this for the long haul. Things are getting quite dark back here, aren't they? For some reason, I'm drawn to the dark. trapdoor. I've seen this before. Yes. I've seen not only the image that inspired this, but this was also recreated on the other map I played, Places You've Seen in Your Dreams. And on that map, it led to quite a comfy, cozy little bedroom. And we may not be so lucky this time around. Oh, we may ascend here. Wait. This looks exactly like the staircase that we went down to reach that area to begin with. Now this is just like an art gallery, only it's totally empty. And what was that noise? It's Liminal Hotel. This is so cool. It's like a gallery of all the classic liminal spaces. And from the looks of it, there's an art thief. What's down here? It doesn't look like there's anything. Another of these staircases. Oh, there's definitely so much that I'm going to miss. And we're back down into the Backrooms Classic. No. What just happened? Oh no. It's like every fear that I talked about having, every anxiety that I mentioned in the beginning of the video is coming true. Maybe there is someone down here with me. A light in the distance. Are these places that I've already been, places that I've already seen, or is it all completely new? And there's our lights back. Yeah, I have been here. Oh, but the ladder is gone from behind us. We'll have to find our own way back this time. Whoa. Look at this. The whole thing almost feels like a cursed version of like a hotel convention center. Wow. Now I'm starting to know the real fear of the Backrooms. Wandering forever. Every area just different enough that you think you can recognize landmarks, but you just don't have any results to show for it. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. At the same time, it's not like the geometry is changing, at least I don't think so. It's just that I've run around so much I've completely lost any sense of direction. Now, this is one thing to experience it in a game, but imagine actually being here, the hopelessness that you'd start to feel, the panic that would start to set in. Now, from what I understand, there's actually a whole Backrooms lore that I don't really know anything about, But I believe there's supposed to be, like, different levels to it, right? And different entities that inhabit those levels? I'm just pressing my nose up against the glass, wanting to get in here. But I think this is all there actually is up here, right? Alright, well, coming through in reverse gets us back to here. It's a start, right? No! Come on. Locked. Oh well. Hello. Little divot in the corner. Are you hiding something? You are. Oh, I think there's a chair or a table down there. I almost thought it was a shoulder sticking around the corner. Giving me flashbacks to Liminal Hotel. Now this looks familiar. This looks like places we've been on the map we started with. I keep forgetting that there was that harsh transition to this new map. Oh, it's a door city, huh? Doors galore. Doors galore at the Floor and Door store. But it all seems to loop back in on itself, so I don't think we're losing out on anything. I feel the need to keep the pace up, but that's what got me lost in the first place. I complained in the beginning about that space feeling so maze-like, and once it transitioned to the new map, it made it seem like a vacation by comparison. What I really love is how it's descended into weirdness gradually, but this started with me just sitting in a lounge. And that's the whole idea of the backrooms, I guess, is you can kind of force your way out of reality just by being in the right place at the wrong time. Huh. It's like hotel mixed with prison now. It's like it listened to my feedback of not liking windows within windows. Actually, this almost looks like it's an outdoor environment, like it's a house in the area across the street, all within one house. What's that noise? Is there something to be seen within here? No. Let's make our way around. I saw a car at the end there. Is this our escape? I've gone down so many times it feels like I'm deep underground, but... And that's like a night sky. Don't suppose I can do anything with you? No. Imagine cruising the back rooms in style. A lot of the hallways are wide enough. Yeah, there's nothing really in the house itself. I think any progression we're going to make is going to be made by walking through that door in the garage itself. What's that in the corner? Is that just a drain? Yeah. Have to be thorough, have to investigate everything. Lest we end up stuck. Are we just exiting on the other side? Is this just going to take us straight back into the back rooms? Where is this taking us? This wasn't here before. This was a flat wall. I would have noticed this. I was back through here several times. I am not buying these shenanigans, but it just goes to show that there's a certain order that this map creator wants you to experience things in. That's open again. Oh, wait, no, I think I opened it earlier. All right, never mind. Yeah, I've been wandering around for a while. Haven't discovered really anything new, so I guess at a certain point I just have to try and do the no-clip dance. Oh, I haven't seen this before. This very narrow gap allowing us to peek through but not walk through. Now, I've been walking around for quite a long time, and I still haven't found anything useful. However, I went on the workshop page to try and see what's the end game of this area. And I didn't really get an answer, but I did learn someone did say that the false floor in the big area is movable with the grav gun or the fizz gun. I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe we should be going for some impromptu excavation. Let's see if this works. It does. All right, let's put you over here somewhere. And what am I meant to do with this? I'm obviously going to jump down, but I'm not sure if I should give my outro here or what. Away we go. Well, I died. That happened. Well, since this hasn't quite been the illuminating experience I had hoped it would be, I guess we'll finish this off by going into no-clip and trying to get a look at just how huge this place really was. Wow. I can see why this had to be its own map. Is that something new, or does that... Yeah, it just goes down to where that house was. Doesn't look like there's really anything else to see, though. I'm not seeing anything I didn't encounter on my own. There's the art gallery and Liminal Hotel. Oh, you really gain an appreciation for just the scale of this when you do this. Absolutely incredible work on this entire map, and on really crafting it into an experience which really spiced up the Explorer. You know, in the beginning, I talked about how overwhelmed I was by all the different directions it was drawing me in, but over time, I started to see that for all the size and all the scale of this map, it was, in some subtle way, guiding me. And in the end, this wasn't just an art gallery of a map, it was actually an experience. And that's what I got. I feel like by transitioning between all these different environments so frequently, you really start to feel like you've been in here forever. At this time, I think I've only been recording for about 2.5 hours, but it almost feels like I've spent a lifetime here. I really can't stress enough that when you're in VR for this length of time, you do completely start to lose yourself in it. Especially in a map as detailed and as atmospheric as this one, and the other one that's attached to it. I even keep forgetting we transition to a different space. It's almost like falling asleep and waking up someplace else entirely. I feel like there's more to discover, but I don't really feel like I have it in me to look for that right now. And as far as I can tell from the workshop page, nobody else has found it either. But returning to that most familiar of unfamiliar spaces, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to download this map for yourself, that link will also be down below. And as always, I will see you in the next one. And I feel like I need to sit down.